Go down like, go down there. Live mic.
Where's that? Oh, there.
Jess. Jess, where's that?
I know, it might be from Cornwall.
Might be a good idea.
That's free.
start that one.
Head like that,
Don't start that.
surprise, mate. pretty unpleasant game.
That's why they show the backside of me. We've been early anyway. Darren, they've started calling it showtime already.
Hey Nick. How are you, mate? Good, mate. That's great. Yeah, that's good. No, it's nothing. 3 for 3.
Oh, three, every game, 3 for 3 has been one of the How are you, Scott, mate? Nice to meet you.
Next. I'll do that. I'll do a trumpet.
One, two. Well, g'day baseball fans. Welcome to magnificent Mildura. Game 2 of day 2 of our streams, brought to you at ondemand.baseball.com.au. The defending champs, the Wanneroo Giants. Of course, that was This is Wanneroo, the next generation coming through. Although Riley Lyons, the catcher, pretty sure I saw Smiley Riley last year. But it's a new group, the Wanneroo Giants, 1 win, 1 loss, up against the Mariners with 2 losses. So a critical Pool B contest. If you've just joined us, we had a cracking game. Hills and Brisbane North. Brisbane North won 5-1. It was a bit more even than that, especially early on. All-time Intermediate League highlight brought to you by Lachlan Richards, who hit a home run down the right centre alley. And about 260 feet, I reckon. Cleared the home run fence easily. Solo shot, turned a 4-1 run lead into a 5-1 run lead. But we're set to go here. Mariners in the teal, Wanneroo in the black and orange. Grayson Corrington is up to the plate. He'll be facing Kobe Scaife on the hill. Time to play ball with a pop shot. Oh, and 1. There's our Ernst producer, David Muggleton, working the cameras, having some lunch. So he's not our producer today, that's Jenny, but David's handling the sky cam. He is the boss of Spacequake Sports. We thank him for bringing the great pictures to you. Grayson, the G-Fly is the nickname. We've got about half the team that have given us profiles from the Mariners. So Grayson, the G-Fly from the Sandringham Royals. Puts a bit of pop into that. Where will it land? It actually went far enough for Owen Masculine to get it for the Wanneroo Giants. Chance to run through their defensive setup. Although there's a pretty quick changeover about. Declan McDonald is in left. Owen Masculine is there in centre field. Harry Jenkins in right. Swinging strike. Taylor Benson is at third base. Zach Richardson short. Toby Kimber second. And Will David Moss first. Strike 2. Riley Lyons was mentioned as your catcher. Kobe Scaife on the board for there's a pitcher. Swinging strike. 2 up, 2 down. So far, first strikeout for Scaife. Scaife. All these players are from the Wanneroo Baseball Club. They are such a big club, they've got a charter all to themselves, and they bring, I guess, the weight of history with them from Northern Perth. We've had 3 previous champions of the Intermediate League, and all 3 have come from Northern Perth. The Northern Metros, which then split, one of those becoming the Wanneroo Giants. So they lost. There's a second strike. 1, 2, 3 in order. Giants yesterday had a 4-1 run lead over the Hills. It was tied up at 5 after 7. And then the Hills walked it off in the 8th. Giants quickly bounced back, demolished the Adelaide Armada in the late game. So they sit at 1-1. And look, 1 loss is not catastrophic. Does mean that you get the best. Well, presuming one team remains undefeated. So Pool B is at an interesting point. This is the sole Pool B game on as we speak. Brisbane North, who won today over the Hills, are 2-0. 3 teams are at 1-1. Only one of those, or maybe 2, will go through to the semis. Hills, Wanneroo and the Armada from Adelaide. And the Mariners sit at 0-2. So the Mariners have got to win out now and hope other results go their way. A third loss, and definitely in terms of playing semis, that will be done. They'll get some consolation games. Some other results, Northern Territory and the Buffaloes and the Ride Hawks. Ride, the offensive juggernaut we expected. Bottom of the third, they lead 16-5, but the Buffaloes put 5 runs on in the third, so they always give you something, the Northern Territory. Top of the 5th on Diamond 2. This is a critical game for Pool A. The Rangers and the Firebirds already both with 1 loss. It is the Firebirds leading the Rangers 9 runs to 4. So, all part of the action here, the Australian Intermediate League Championship Series. Coming up, the Firebirds are going to back it up. A huge game. I reckon that might be the game for second spot coming up on Diamond 2 and Pool A. It'll be a WA derby. Central Firebirds, Southern Hills Warriors. If the Firebirds hold here, I reckon the winner of that has got the inside track to a semi-final spot. Wanneroo up to hit. Taylor Bensman. Tails. Facing Grayson Corrington. Put into play. Third base, Daniel Herft with the throw. His connection at first. And I've got to rearrange my numbers because that's Zach Rich. Sorry, but that's not Taylor Bensman, that's Zach Richardson. Just give me a second. List is in alphabetical, not in batting order. That's a rookie error, isn't it? So whether that's an E5 or an E1 or a single, I got no idea at this point. Suffice to say Richardson, Richo, is on second base. Second up, Declan McDonald, playing left field today. That throw is wild, and that is great play. Gonna call that out. I think that's Oscar Ray-Bangui, who's at shortstop. Great backup. That just saved a run. Heads up, backup play. Right back at Corrington. No point. Throw it home. Runner has scored. McDonald will get the sacrifice, but he's out. And it's 1-0 Giants. What I call the P3 play, or the 1-3. Official baseball scoring. Which is hard to do when you're also commentating. So 1-0 Giants. Just joined us. Riley Lyons, the veteran. Was here last year, I'm pretty sure. So he's got to tell all his teammates about where the good places are in Mildura. Very important to have one of those in the team. I'll give you a chance to do my best very soon to give you the Mariners defensive setup. All right, O'Reilly Lyons is batting 3. They bat to 12. Taylor Bensman, David Moss batting 5. Toby Kimber 6. Kobe Ebersberger 7. Owen Maskelyne 8. Jared Gibson 9. Harry Jenkins 10, Kobe Scaife the pitcher 11, and Jed O'Sullivan 12. That's the Wanneroo Giants batting order. Oh, great fielding. Ranbay Guigui couldn't quite get there with the throw, but that's a web gem just to get it. Surely an infield single. No error there to be had. Have a look at that effort. Got it. Throw. Right on the money, pretty much. So second Giant on base. The first one, Zach Richardson, if you just joined us, has already scored. It's 1-0. And Lyons is safe at second. So now, having prompted him earlier, this is Taylor Bensman, aka Tails, playing third base, or starting. I'll say starting is the safest word for this level of baseball. Starting at third base. Good pitch, finds the corner. So what can I tell you about Mr. Corrington? Steal a third by Lyons is safe. So Grayson started playing baseball at the age of 7 for the Sandringham Royals. His dad played baseball as a kid in America. And when I was old enough to play, he took me to my local club and he loved it. He was born in Chicago, Illinois. First baseball game, Wrigley Field, to see the Chicago Cubs play, and he got to run the bases under the lights. So if you ever watch the ABL and you see those diamond dashes, running the bases, something similar in the States, and it is a memory that sticks sometimes. His team, the Royals, won the Southern Mariners Little League Premiership, so he's had a bunch of highlights already. Right now, Taylor Bensman gets out of the... Oh, this is Will David Moss, my apologies. Yeah, so Bensman was struck out while Lyons was stealing second, I think. That's the second strikeout in succession. Leaves Riley Lyons stranded at third. And halfway through the first, it's the Giants leading the Mariners 1-0. Back shortly.
Skyvey, right from the top.
Welcome back. Beautiful day for some baseball. I mean, what day isn't beautiful for baseball? But this is particularly nice. Cooling breeze, blue sky, patch of cloud to just block out the sun. Kind of handy. And some great junior baseball happening here this week in Mildura. 10 of the best 13-year-old baseball teams in the country gathering as one. For what you may not realise is even getting here is an achievement. Bar the territory, which is one team in Alice Springs, all other 9 teams had to qualify to get here. Each has their state tournaments of various sizes, depending on the number of charters, and often that determines the number of spots. Western Australia have got 3 spots, which I haven't seen it before, but given the strength of WA at this particular level, we've sort of demanded it. 2 spots for Victoria and New South Wales. 1 spot for Adelaide and for Brisbane, South Australia, Queensland. That's hit out to third. Oh, sorry, not third, hit out to right, my apologies. Jeez. Foul. This is Lucius Brody from the Sandringham Royals. Up to have a hit. Last inning, Kobe Scaife threw just the 10 pitches, 2 strikeouts. And has Brody swinging at that breaking ball. This occasion well left. The Mariners have had range of success at charter baseball. I remember them winning a senior league championship a few years back and called them in A's. There's a strikeout. So Scaife has just struck out 3 in a row. He's found the zone all right, and he's got a pitch which I need to study a little bit more because he's really got the batters swinging and missing on a regular basis. This is Cooper Griggs from the Port Melbourne Mariners. Oh, and I think he swung under it. Griggs looks like a well-travelled helmet. Strike 2, I think. Three-pitch strikeout. And now Scaife doesn't know this, but he's in the running for one of the rarest things in baseball, because I'm the only commentator who calls it, and that is a kinning. If you can get strikeout, 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 and nobody gets on base, 3 up, 3 down, all by the letter K, you get a kinning. And he's looking good. In fact, I'm going to have to just quickly check very quickly the box score here. I'm going to have to check how that first out was done. Okay, the first one had a couple of balls in it. I was just quickly checking if there was an immaculate inning at stake here, but it's not. Did call one of those in the junior league last year. I think that was something amazing. But that is a kinning. That inning brought to you by the letter K. And Wanneroo, having scored at the bottom of the first, hold at the top of the second. They'll get to come up and try and extend their lead after the break. Welcome back. Thought didn't get to the Mariners defensively before, and these innings are going quick, so I might get there before the next at-bat, which will be Toby Kimber, TK for the Giants coming up. Defensively for the Southern Mariners, Lucius Brodie is in left. Reev Singh is in centre and Noah Choi is in right field. Daniel Hurft is at third base. Rayburn Gilgui, we've already seen him in action, shortstop. Leo Stilwell is at second base and Cooper Griggs is at first. Grayson Corrington is on the hill for the Mariners in the teal. Oliver Kimura is behind the plate. Speaking of which, getting a bit of a dust, a bit of a clean from our umpiring crew. We're set to rock and roll. Bottom of the second inning here. Bit of cloud cover. Just what we needed. First pitch is a tad high. See the Giants dugout, they got the big banner to brand it. First pitch, well, second pitch gets the strike. 1-1. On the outside, well left. So the Mariners from Melbourne. Now they restructured. I can tell you that it covers Ormond, Glen Huntly, Sandringham and Port Melbourne. The clubs that I do know are part of that charter. Wanneroo, it's pretty simple. They're from Wanneroo. Huge club. Played out to Leo Stilwell at second. And that's a ground out. 4-3. And now it's the cheeseburger, according to his profile, aka, there you go, Kobe Hebersberger. I love it when I get that quick confirmation. So one out, no one on, top of the second. It's the Giants at 1-1 against the Mariners at 0-2. Second of our 3 games brought to you at ondemand.baseball.com.au. Thanks for finding us. If you want to follow the other games that are happening, or even get, box scores and stats and play-by-play, factual play-by-play, you might say, go to baseball.com.au. Continue on Diamond 2. They're into the 6th, and the Firebirds have got a cushion now. They lead the Rangers 12-4. That's a big game in the context of the tournament for both sides. Meanwhile, Ryde have scored 10 runs in the 3rd. They lead the Buffaloes 19-5 at the top of the 4th. Here it's 1 out, no one on. Getting well left, and that's a walk. First walk given up by Corrington. Brings up the big O. Owen Masculine. Put into play. Good gap. The short, it was probably where shortstop normally would be, but shortstop was skewered towards second base, ready for the steal attempt, and that meant up there was a big 5.5 hole. And that was covered. So, out of all that, Ebersberger's already raced around to 3rd on that hit. Masculine is on first. This is, well, I'm glad I said that because he's now at 2nd. Jared Gibson, aka Jazz, I get. Squirrel, I'm going to have to investigate. I get the feeling there's a story with Squirrel. We'll see if we can nut it out by the time we get to the end of the tournament. Put into play. That's over shortstop. That's an RBI. The lead doubles as Ebersberger scores. Jack Gibson has an RBI single. 2-0 to the Giants. So Maskelyne is standing tall at third base. Again, Giants at the corners. 2-0, just the one out.
Come on, Harry, let's get him round, buddy. Come on, Harry, go.
Corrington up to 32 pitches. The 33rd will score Maskelyne. 3-0 Giants. And sure enough, Gibson, who had the RBI single about a pitch ago, is sitting at third base waiting for the next bus. Harry Jenkins, aka Hazard. Or Hazard. Swing at a breaking pitch. In the wheelhouse, hit and foul. Okay. Placed up, I reckon this might, thought it might drop, eventually it got past Singh. Gibson has scored and Jenkins is at second. That is an RBI, no doubt about that. We'll let the scorers work out how that's going to be recorded. What is not in dispute is the score, and that is now 4 to the Mariners. So 4-0 to Wanneroo. And we're going to get a pitching change. Corrington will go out to third.
One to 5. 5 to the bench. Tabitha Pitt from the bench to 1. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, so Daniel Hurft goes from third base to the bench. Tabitha Pitt comes in to pitch. And Grayson Corrington. His pitching day is done. Scorer's just looking to work out that last play. 4-0 Wanneroo. They had their 2 games yesterday. They got the Mariners today, and I reckon it's Brisbane North they haven't played yet. Yep. That's tomorrow's game. Got Westy here from Brisbane North, comes to check everything out. So, I think that's a good matchup. Last year's Little League champions against, well, last year's Intermediate League champions. But of course, everybody does age in this thing. So we'll see a lot of last year's Intermediate League players in Adelaide next week at West Beach for the juniors. Is it next week? What is next week? May the 29th. Monday, May the 29th is the first day. Last year, the weather a bit inclement in Adelaide, and West Beach not the best facility in wet weather. But just down the road is Glenelg Baseball Club, and that's much better when wet. And so we moved everything to the home of the Tigers. Hopefully back at West Beach. No weather forecasts out as yet. But looking forward to calling those games, including four games in a day. Can't wait to do that on the opening Monday. So this is the pitcher in Kobe Scafie. The pitcher is Tabitha Pitts, sorry. AKA T Dizzle. Hope that's Dizzle. I think so. Yeah, T Dizzle. Tabitha winning the batting award in her first year playing the game. Also dabbles in a little bit of Aussie rules, hockey and tennis. No one in the family plays baseball, which is unusual. We've got to steal a third. That's Harry Jenkins. Ready to catch the next bus to get home. Right now it's Giants 4. Mariners yet to score, as there's a walk. The line. Okay, Jenkins was deemed to have reached on an error, so wasn't given a single, just for the record. Jet O'Sullivan, batting 12. Heading to third base. No, the kid can pitch. He can also throw from the hot corner. That's a great effort. Scores Jenkins. Oh, no. He sits and waits for his teammate in Scaife, says thank you very much for, a teammate in O'Sullivan says thank you very much for the sacrifice that got me home. It is 5-0 now. Yep, 5-0. Awesome. For the Giants. It's fouled above my head. Back to the top, Zach Richardson. So it is 2 out now. Bit of an update from Diamond 2. That one is almost over as there's a strike thrown. 8-run lead. Central Fibers lead the Rangers 12-4. The Rangers are down to their last 3 outs. That will take the Firebirds to 1-1 and drop the Rangers to 1-2. Scaife is at third base. The sole Giant on base at the moment. Swing and a miss. We've got a 2-2 count. Richardson singled and scored to get the Giants underway. One in the first, so far 4 in the second. But that is a strikeout. Well done to Pitt. First strikeout of the day. And with that, the second innings will come to a close. It's Wanneroo 5, the Mariners up to hit.
Great kid. Stay on top. Pull him right in there, kid. Good burn on it, mate. Great, kid. Oh, sorry. We're going to kill one of them. Yeah, can do it. You can do it. Go on, let that one go, kid. Go on, let that one go.
Nice work, Bryce. And again.
Welcome back. We've got a final in the books from Diamond 3, the Ride Hawks.
What's that?
I'm not sure if they've officially qualified, but for mine, they're in the semis. They beat the Buffaloes 20-5. That is a third win, all mercied reasonably early. Unless there's a three-way tie with three teams on 3 wins, which is still possible, maybe. Then it comes down to runs conceded, and given the runs that Ryde have put on the Rangers, the Firebirds and the NT, can't see them losing that tiebreaker. So the Ryde Hawks 3-0 with a game tomorrow. Should be a cracker too, actually, against Southern Hills Warriors. We're currently 1-0, unbeaten. Take one of the 4 semi-finals berths. So we're with Alyssa Jamison, hitting 7. So it wasn't that many years ago, I don't think it was anyway, when Genevieve Beacon was playing charter baseball for the Mariners. Ended up preaching a Pro Bowl game for the Melbourne Aces. And that really interesting season that didn't exist in the COVID year of 2021 before the non-season of 21-22. Thank goodness we got a season off last year. Well, this are rocking the shades. And that is 5 strikeouts in succession. 6, no, correction. That is 6 strikeouts in concession. In 6 sessions, sorry. What am I talking about? Scaife is on fire right now. He's thrown just the 27 pitches. This one won't be a strikeout. Chance for the defense to do something in Toby Kimber. They've just been spectating for the last inning and a half. Put out 4-3. That was Daniel Heft. Tabitha Pitt is the current pitcher from the Sandringham Royals. Takes the first pitch strike. Swing and a miss. Scaife a strike away from retiring the first 9 hitters of the Mariners. And there is the swing and the miss. Strikeout number 7 for Scaife. It's 5-0 Wanneroo at the bottom. Check this. No, halfway through the third. Okay. Wanneroo coming up to hit.
Okay, a bit too far. So Alyssa's going out to left field.
So bench to 7.
Yep. Okay. Centre field staying as is. Right field. Noah's coming off. Fletcher's going on.
So 9 to bench.
Yep.
And bench to 9.
Yes. Okay. Leo is off. Yep. 5 is going to 4.
No, so,
And-
so Corrington's going to 4 now, is he?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Leo's going to bench. You got that? And Will's coming off the bench and going to 5.
Come on. Hey? Real?
Lucius was playing. Alyssa came on.
Seven. Oh, so she's 9. Yeah, try and come in.
All righty. Welcome back. No, we're good. Yep. Thanks, mate. All righty. So a couple of changes. Well, a few, actually. Not quite the 8 fielding changes we had, courtesy of the Central Fibers. I'm going to remember that one for a while. But we brought in a few of the bench players, making sure everyone gets their defensive outs in. So Alyssa Jamison is now in left field, Fletcher Cowan is in right field, and Brody Lucius and Noah Choi in those respective positions are taking a seat. William Boothroyd is in at third base. Grayson Corrington at third base is headed to second base. Leo Stilwell, who was at second base, is spectating for the moment. Still going to be Tabitha Pitt, pitching on the hill. Going to be 2-3-4 in the Giants lineup. Declan McDonald, Riley Lyons, Taylor Bensman. There's McDonald putting it up. It's up. Where's it going to land? Right in the glove of Cooper Griggs. One pitch, one out. Just the line on Corrington. I'm not sure if I got to it earlier. 1 1/3 innings, 39 pitches, 3 hits, 5 runs. 2 of those earned, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Through about 56% strikes, which is not too bad at this level. Although Scaife, he's throwing 81% at the moment. But I think he's at a different level this afternoon. Riley Lyons, Smiley Riley, after singling, not scoring. He got stranded at third.
3 or 1.
Of course, the Intermediate League champions, they go to Livermore, California. And there's a walk to play in the Intermediate 50-70 series, and I think it's 50-70 because the pitcher's hill comes to 50 and the bases come to 70. I think that's the theory of it. I slightly misrepresented it yesterday. Sun's out, just from a break in the cloud. Taylor Bensman is up. Second of 3 games being streamed. This is game number 5. We're doing, what are we doing? That's a good question. 3 yesterday, 3 today, and then another 6. So that's 12 games in total. Brought to you on-demand.baseball.com.au, and don't forget, for all the information about the tournament, especially the Game Changer service, all the games, all the diamonds, all the stats, play-by-play texting, you'll find that on the events hub at baseball.com.au. Lyons has made his way to second. Tails struck out in the first inning. Looked to go for a wide one, didn't swing the bat, and Lyons is back where he was in the first. He got there and then watched the last two batters strike out to Corrington. That one is just a bit outside, and Lyons this time crosses home plate. And a 5-0 game, it becomes 6. So slowly but surely, the Giants are working their way towards what they hope will be their second win. Third loss would officially eliminate the Mariners. And then it gets interesting. The Wanneroo Giants would be at 2-1. Their last game is against the undefeated Vikings of Brisbane North. We've got a game to play this afternoon as Bensman is eventually walked. So back-to-back walks given up here. Quick manager's check. Don't think this is a changeover. Bit of a coaching session and a head official doing what needs to do, and there's, well, that's your first. Second visit requires a change. Will David Moss, aka Pinky. I should add that all the nicknames. Oh, there's a lost one. Oh, we've got a run down. Now, let's see who can execute under pressure here. Well, the bases are 70 feet apart. If they were 65, then Taylor Bensman had a chance. But they're not. So that's out. That's the second out. Here he goes. I got second up. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have got greedy. I'll give him A for effort. But he yeah, needs longer arms. The other problem is that when you hit the dirt is nowhere near the bag. It's beyond the bag. He was actually a fair way from home when all that happened. Okay. So now the Mariners 1 out away from keeping the damage to just 1 run this inning. Put up to play. Fumbled, going to require a really good throw. And in the end, this is going to result in 2. So Pinky has second base. I'm looking at the feet. I don't see them pink. They're pretty white to me. After striking out in the first. So the 2 players that struck out, Taylor Bensman and Will David Moss got on. What that's going to be, I really don't know. Possibly an E5, E6, I think. Should be Toby Kimber, a ground out to second, first up. With the strike. David Moss is at third. Looking to be the 7th Giants run, if he can get home. Just Got a little bit cooler here all of a sudden, as that's well and truly on the inside. Toby Kimber, aka TK. Nicely put in there. That's a great hit. That has got through everything. Past the pitcher, past the shortstop into centre field. An RBI single to Toby Kimber. And it is now 7-0 Giants. This brings up the cheeseburger. Kobe Ebersberger was walked and scored in the second to open up the scoring in that inning. And he'll also take another trip to first, probably not the way that any batter would select to get there. Very quickly, it is over on Diamond 2. A very important win, I reckon, to the Central Firebirds. They've upended the Rangers, and that's the Rangers' second loss. And having conceded 42 they've conceded 50 runs. I'm not sure with 2 losses and 50 runs conceded that the Rangers have a path to the semis. Central 1-1. They play Southern Hills later on in the WA Derby. The winner of that has the inside track to a Pool A semi. All the scores, all the schedules, you can find the Game Changer app at the events hub of baseball.com.au. For photos and socials, go to baseball.com.au, Facebook, Twitter, and I believe Instagram, as Masculine has walked. So we've got, all of a sudden, loaded Giants. The last 4 have, well, actually 1, 2, 3, last 6 have got on. Bensman broke the streak by getting caught trying to go from second to third. So it is 2 out. This third out for the Mariners is proving problematic.
Walk the run, kid. Hang in there. Make it be there.
So we've got Jared Gibson. I've got down here, aka Squirrel. RBI single. Last time up in the second. Had 8 plate appearances in the second inning. This is the 8th plate appearance. Hasn't resulted in a lot of runs yet. Let's see where we go here. We've got a 2-2 count, I think. So Peter's a strike away from leaving him loaded, and that will make the count full. I think it's full. The view here is a little bit blindsided in terms of when the umpire puts up the ball count. Just not quite the right angle. I've got to catch it on camera. That's a good shot, but it is foul. One of those little moments where you're cold one moment and warm the next, depending if the sun's out. Big pitch there is a walk, and that will walk in a run. Toby Kimber crosses the plate. Harry Jenkins, what hazard can he cause here on the diamond? Happy to look at the first pitch. Take a ball. So this is the only game on at the moment. Earlier today, victories to Brisbane North over Hills, right over the Buffaloes, Firebirds over the Rangers. Still some games to come. There's there was 8 games scheduled yesterday. That was quite the start. 6 today, 6 tomorrow. That adds up to 20 games, and that means 10 teams have played 4 pool matches. If you're finishing reasonably early tomorrow, about 2 o'clock, 2:30, chance to check out all the seedings and get the semi-finals and consolation game matchups for Monday, and then it's Championship Day on Tuesday. So Harry Jenkins at the plate right now. So I've got Ebersberger at third, Masculine at second, and Gibson at first. Good hit, RBI. It's going to be 2 RBIs. Ebersberger will score, Masculine will score, Harry Jenkins an RBI single. And what was 8 is now 10, I believe. I'm about to run out of fingers, help me. Yep, 10 it is. A lot of this has occurred with 2 out as the Rangers have come over to have a look. I'm not sure whether it's to cheer on their fellow Victorians. No, maybe. Or just to watch the only game of baseball that's on at the moment. And that's a ball that's going to score another Giants run. They're up to 11. There's still a fair way, well, maybe. At this pace, Giants need 4 more this inning, and it is 2 out. And then the Mariners would have to score at the top of the 4th. But we're not at that point just yet. We're with Scaife, and all of a sudden this is getting a bit tricky for the Mariners. Last 9 have got on. We get them to the number 12 hitter, Jed O'Sullivan, with Giants at the corners. Harry Jenkins at third, Kobe Scaife at first. High pitch. And that's all that Scaife needed to dash to second. That's put up. First baseman says that is mine, and that will do it for the 3rd. But in the process, the Giants add 6. What was 5-0 is now 11-0. The 4th is coming up after the break.
That's a good try, isn't it? Mandy. There's lots. 4-1. 1-3. 3 to bench. 8 to bench. Kobe Ebersberger's off the bench to 8. 9 to bench. Jet to 9. And Jared off the bench to 4. Mandy, all good? Yep.
Looking good, fellas.
Welcome back. Fourth innings coming up. It's going to be the number 10, 11 and 12 hitters, William Boothroyd, Oliver Kimura and Noah Choi. Wanneroo have rung some changes, including a new pitcher, Toby Kimber, comes in. And there's a first strikeout. So Kimber off and running. That is the first strikeout for him. For Scaife, pretty lights out effort. 3 innings, 31 pitches, no hits, no runs, no earned, 7. Retired 9 in order. Not a bad idea if the pitcher is pitching that well to save for a, not a rainy day, a bigger match. Ollie Kimura. Swings at a breaker. 0-1. And that's a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts in succession. We had Scaife claiming a kinning. Now Kimber can have a kinning if he can deliver another strikeout. Won't happen here. He will, however, collect the hit. Needs to throw a strike of his own. It misses the target. And for the first time today, and I'm going to give that a single. I'm not sure the throw would have got there in time. I'll stand corrected by the scorers, as I so often do. In fact, Kimber was on track there for an immaculate inning for a moment. 6 pitches, 2 strikeouts. But for the first time, yeah, I'm not sure that would have been an out. Of course, the scorers don't have the advantage. I don't think they do anyway of having the replay up there. They'll have to call it, and Choi is given the single, and I think that's a pretty good call. I think at this level, you call the errors only when it's obvious. Another swing. This is Fletcher Cowan, batting 13. James Quincy. No James Quincy, sorry. James is not part of the lineup today. Grayson Corrington, who was the leadoff player, is waiting to maybe get a second shot here in the 4th. Cowan sees that one sail past. So that's definitely a 1-2 count. Safe at first. Put high and hard and foul. Good contact. Would have been a big hit over the covers in cricket. Reckon the count's 1 and 2. That's got to be 2 and 2 now, I would say. Some umpires, there we go. Oh no, full count. Okay, full count it is. I missed the ball. So the Mariners didn't get a runner on base. Could they get 2 on in succession? It's funny how that works sometimes in baseball. Inside, and that's a walk. 2 on. And with that, it's back to Grayson Carrington. Hit one a fair way. Flew out to centre field. G-fly from the Sandringham Royals. Yeah, 3 minutes ago I was talking about Kimber getting a kinning. Now he's got two Mariners on base. Choi at second, Cowan's on first. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. To make it 3 strikeouts for the inning. 1 strike away, there it is. Not a kinning because a couple got on, but 3 strikeouts. Leaves 2 Mariners stranded on base. The score is 11-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
Grayson is off, Leo is back on. Straight swap. Done. That is correct. Yes, thank you.
Is that it?
No, so if I can just scream.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 4th. Zach Richardson, we're back. So for the Giants, they're batting 3rd time around. Here's the drill. If they can score 4 runs this inning, it's over this inning. If they don't score anything, Mariners have to score 2 at the top of the 5th to keep this game rolling along. Next game scheduled for 1:45 local. It will be Brisbane North and the Adelaide Armada. The Armada is the only team you haven't seen, and that's foul, not by a lot. So 10 teams here in Mildura. Was 8 last year. I reckon this is the biggest intermediate tournament. It was the last of the 4 to establish itself here. Little League's been going for a while. Then there's Junior League, Senior League, and so in order of age, Little League is the youngest, followed by here at Intermediate League. Then there's Junior League, which is next week, and there's Senior League, which has already happened. Good hit by Richardson, but flies out to right field Fletcher Cowan makes the catch. One fielding change for the Mariners. Leo Stillwell is back at second, and Grayson Corrington, he's had a big game, is going to take a seat. Fouled away. This is Declan McDonnell. No other games on at the moment, although there will be one starting up very, very soon. I reckon they might even be at warm-up pitch stage. The Central Firebirds and the Southern Hills Warriors. That's huge. You can follow that on Game Changer. You can get to Game Changer, the events hub at baseball.com.au website. We are the 2023 Intermediate League Championships. McDonough with the shot, too short to Ray Bangugui. Got him! A highlight for the Mariners, who look likely to lose their third. They will finish tomorrow. Just trying to do it in my head who they haven't played yet, and my brain hurts. I reckon it's the Hills they've got tomorrow. That'll be their final, but it's not their final game. There are consolation games. I think everybody plays Monday, everybody plays Tuesday, regardless of what the pool results are. That's played into a gap. Riley Lyons has got on base all 3 times. He's 2 for 2 hitting. The third one was a walk. So both the average and the on base is going to go up a notch. It's mentioned if the Wanneroo Giants score 4, the game ended this inning. And they've scored 1, 4, and 6 in their first 3. Taylor Bensman. That's a strong hit. Will it drop for Seti? It will drop. Riley Lyons is going to be an RBI single to Bensman. The hit parade, the run parade keeps on coming for Wanneroo. They love this diamond. Last time they were here, albeit their elder selves, it was winning the Intermediate Championship against Ryde. We're going to Livermore, California. So of course, here's another generation or another year level. For most, first time here. That was Riley Lyons' second run. Will David Moss, aka Pinky. And whilst the throw is a little wayward, Taylor Bensman was pretty much entrenched at ground level there. Well, David Moss, wide one, and yeah, that was well and truly going to be an easy steal, a second by Bensman. So we are at 12-0. It's not the potential walk-off run at the moment. That's possibly Toby Kimber who's on deck. What's important is that there has been 2 outs. That one is long, and that one is going to hit the fence on the first bounce. Oh, he's wheeling around third. The throw's to second. Inside the park, home run. Watch out. It's there. There's 2. Will David Moss I'll let the scorers sort out if that is an inside the park home run or whether there's a throwing area there somewhere. But boy, oh boy, did he turn at second with some speed. Saw the throw had gone to second, said, I'm half a chance to get home. And there he is. We've had one outside the park home run. As we have a look at the replay, it hits the fence. It goes right by the fence. It's the first pitch I can tell you is a ball. And yeah. All right. Suddenly, one more run will do it.
Now we're going for a hit. Now you're in the at-bat.
I'm going to check the scorers in a second.
Over the middle.
So this is a pretty big at-bat by Toby Kimber. If he gets on, and he will because he's found the alleyway. Clean pickup, it'll be just a single. All right, Kimber's on first. If he crosses the plate, game is over. Back to the cheeseburger. Kobe Ebersberger, who's got on twice. He's been walked. He's been hit by a pitch. He wouldn't mind actually getting on with something with his bat, I'm sure. Scored 2 runs.
It's home, Timber.
Just waiting on the scorers to update. Yep, it's an inside the park home run. It's official for Will David Moss. It's about the 3rd one I've called at this level. Called one sort of at ABL level, Aaron Whitefield. Absolute speedster, albeit it's against Geelong Korea, and one of the Koreans got a bit confused where to throw the ball. Not sure how the scorer scored it. Fastest man I've ever seen at the ABL, Aaron Whitefield. Meanwhile here, it's Toby, and of course, he's with the Angels system. He has played major league level, had a couple of cups of coffee there. Of course, when he's a centre fielder and Mike Trout's the Angels centre fielder, you can understand why you got to bide your time a bit. Well, Toby Kimber, couple of stolen bases, is 70 feet away from ending this ball game. Ebersberger fouls it away. Just tracking where the baseball is. Not sure on the count. I reckon it's 0-2. In play. Now it's 2 out. If it's an out, it's an out. And we go to the 5th. So well done to the Mariners. Wanneroo needed to score 4. They scored 3. It's 14-0 at the end of 4. The Mariners have got some work to do to keep it going in the 5th after the break.
Three down, fellas. Come on. Right, guys.
Make sure you put it on the video replay a few times over and over again.
Yeah, home umpires.
Magnificent Mildura. Breeze strengthening a bit. When the sun goes behind a cloud, it feels cooler than it comes out. So you put the hoodie on, you take the hoodie off kind of day. It has been all Wanneroo on their return trip to where they won the Intermediate League Championship last year. Their first charter title. Wanneroo Giants as a charter. Only been around about 3, maybe 4 years. For the Mariners, they need to score 5 runs before the 3 outs are up to send this to the bottom of the 5th. This is Arif Singh, and for Scaife, that's very much doing your own laundry, one unassisted. So it will be Oscar Ray Banguigui, who's had a couple of really nice plays at shortstop. Struck out first time up. Just about everybody did against Scaife, who in 3 innings threw 7 strikeouts, including a Kinning, which is a K, followed by a K, followed by a K in the second. In fact, he threw 6 strikeouts in succession. Keep an eye on Kobe Scaife later in this tournament. Ray Banguigui plays it to where he was fielding. I think Sam Brief, caller for the Chicago Dogs and Brisbane Bandits, calls that a golden out when you get out, grounding out to the place you field. And that's 2 away. So the Mariners are down to their last out. They will be back tomorrow to play the Hills. Check out details, Game Changer. You check out Game Changer through the events hub at www.baseball.com.au, and also check out the socials, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter for all your latest tournament news. The Giants, they have a massive game tomorrow. At 2-1, a win should lock in a berth if they can beat their opponent. Their opponent is the unbeaten Brisbane North. Speaking of the Vikings, they will be our next game here in about an hour from now. 1:45 first pitch. They're taking on the Adelaide Armada, a team last team to be shown here on our streams, and that'll do it. That's a strikeout. That is your ball game. Wanneroo, not quite the celebration the last time they were victorious here, but a workman-like effort, especially from Scaife, their starting pitcher. They win this one 15-0. They go to 2-1. Mariners drop to 3-0. This is Phil Herden on behalf of your Spacequake Sports team. Which includes Ginny, Jono, and the boss, David Muggleton, saying thanks for watching. We're going to grab some lunch. Be back in an hour for Brisbane North and Adelaide. See you then.